Thank you, Madam Chair. Tonight we welcome our Enfield High School career counselors, Jamie and Miss Niglio, Miss Botterton, sorry. I almost called you by your first name. And they're going to invite you to something.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Hi, everybody. First, I'd like to thank you for inviting us tonight to provide a quick update about the Career Center, and thank you for all your support. We're so excited to say that we are back on track to be able to bring back all our programs that we offered prior to COVID. Already this year, we've been able to get a lot of things done. With the help of our PE department, we've met with all ninth graders in the building to talk about the role of the Career Center and our role to help them explore careers over the next 4 years. We're currently meeting individually with all juniors to discuss their career interests and goals. With the help of the school counseling department, we're meeting with the seniors in the building that are non-college bound to talk about trade, tech, and military plans. With the help and support of teachers and staff, we've already been able to host 7 career panels featuring guests in the fields of real estate, nursing, architecture and construction, legal careers, sports management, animation, and careers associated with Lifestar. With the help of Rita at Smith Bus Company, we've even taken 3 field trips. 26 students went to Gateway Community College with us to explore the automotive program. 20 students went to Eppendorf to explore careers in manufacturing. And I'm very excited to say 104 students went with us to our first second grade mentoring trip this year. We recently hosted the ASFAB this fall for students interested in the military in grades 10 through 12, and 7 military branches have also come in to talk with students in the Career Center. So you might be wondering what's next. Well, that's what really brought us here tonight. Imagine sitting in the office and Jamie says, wouldn't it be cool if we could have a school-wide career day and put a guest speaker in every classroom?
I don't regret my decision, but it's a big undertaking for this year. So we have actually come to tell you a little bit about our plan for Career Day and ask hopefully for your assistance if you have the time and availability to do so. So it will actually be on Wednesday, November 23rd from 7:15 to 9:30. So check-in for guests will be around 7 to 7:15, and then everyone will go into a classroom. Classes will start at 7:30. Students will actually go to their 4 different classes that morning for 25 minutes each, so they'll be rotating to their normal teachers with their normal classmates, and they'll have a guest speaker in each of their classes. So that one guest speaker will come in, stay with that one teacher all day, and see all 4 of their classes. And it'll just be a super quick question and answer session. We have provided the questions for our speakers that are coming in. Originally, we needed 110 volunteers. We are happy to say that we currently only need about 35 still. So we have definitely been doing our work on it. So we came here hoping to ask if anyone had the time or availability that morning. We will have you out of there by 9:30, we promise. So if you do have any plans to travel for Thanksgiving or the holiday, anything like that, we want to make sure that we are respectful of that time, but we'd really appreciate your help. We've been reaching out to a lot of members of the community, a lot of different businesses and resources that we have, and we haven't even tapped into all of our resources as of yet, but we did want to come here and make that public for you if you would like to volunteer.
The information is all in your packet, so if you're worried about what you might have to answer, here's a list of our sample questions. And if you're busy cooking, but you have family and relatives that are coming in that you think might be great presenters, please just send us an email.
Awesome.
Any comments or questions from board members? Ms. Pickett?
Of course I do. Thank you so much for the work that you do. I've heard nothing but really great things about the Career Center at the high school, so I'm excited about this career day. I'm going to check my calendar, and if I can't attend, I will make sure to find a volunteer who can. So I pledge to do that. A question I have, and this came up in I'll do more detail in my committee reports, but we talked a lot about pathways and opportunities for our students at the high school, and I'm just interested to see how you all support some of that work, and hearing about like the things that you just did. You took them on field trips, but I wouldn't call it a field trip, but it is, to different places of employment. Just interested to hear how you support kind of that work with our pathways and expanding those efforts.
We're very fortunate to work with Corey O'Connell and John Daig, who have a lot to do with those, and they're always coming in with what can we offer in this area. So we offer suggestions as they're planning the pathways. Well, we can fit in this career panel or this trip, or maybe some type of education pathway where we're getting students out there on a more regular basis because we had so much interest the first time out. We're going out again November 4th. The group is a little bit smaller, but now we're starting to conflict with other trips and them being into their coursework more. So it's really finding the right group of students for each niche and just making sure that students are exposed to all the different possibilities. Because to be honest, they know what's on TV. They know what their family does and what's on TV. And if you need a crime scene solved, we have more volunteers than we know what to do with because that is very big right now. Yes.
So my follow-up to that would be expressed interest in our culinary pathways. We have some amazing work happening at the high school, and I'd be interested to see how that could be deepened.
Thank you.
Mr. Hamry?
So first off, thank you very much. This is a huge undertaking, and I agree with that. It's probably, in hindsight, after you said the words, maybe he's like, but some of the best things happen in those moments. And I would be remiss if I didn't. I work in human services, probably not necessarily the area that you want me to be showing up in. It's a real downer sometimes. But my point is that with the opportunities out there, were you looking for volunteers that may have an interest you haven't touched on yet, like in the arts, that kind of thing?
Absolutely.
So,
one of the things that we planned for this event was to just try and bring in as many of huge variety of careers, and so that students don't necessarily know what they're going to get because they can sign up for the planned ones. So our students that are interested in law can come to our law career panel, but then over the course of this day, I hate to use the word forced, but they're going to be exposed to some things that they might not have thought of.
So the reason I'm asking about that is I have I'm very happy to have a tremendous amount of friends that are very talented in various artistic forms, whether it's music or theater or something of that nature. And I would be lying if I said that I didn't look at the camera right now and get them all ready because I'm about to start asking. Because I would very much want to have some of their... I did not do that. Speaking of sound, I would absolutely want to put that out to them and see if they'd be interested. And I would follow up after I can make contact with them. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Ms. Sakri?
I just would like to thank Jamie and Colleen for your presentation, for preparing students for going forward to have successful careers, and by introducing the students to guest speakers to ignite the interest for students to have a successful career. Thank you for your hard work.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
Mr. Ungary?
So again, I want to say thank you. Thank you for coming. I had a chance to meet with you at the school and talk about your program, and I see the great value in it, in what it brings. I remember when students basically had to meet with their guidance counselor and say, well, what do you want to be when you grow up? And so many young people don't know really what they want to do, and or they'll say, well, what interests you? Well, I don't really know what interests me, but to expose them to a variety of different professions and vocations, it will basically inspire them to maybe gravitate to one of them that they have an interest in. So I think I applaud you for what you're doing. I think it's valuable to our young people, and it may put many of them on the road to what they're going to be in the future.
We hope so, and we hope it's a crew of future presenters, to be honest.
Mr. Ryder?
So hopefully we were successful in filling some of your voids. Yes. And you do have, my spouse will be there as well. So definitely let us know. When you said we're like 34 people away, we thought you were going to say we're 9 people short. and we
Maybe
thought
that's what we should have led with.
we have 9 spaces left, and I see 9 adults up at the dais. So yes, I'll be there as well. So thank you for all you do. So you said you've already had a chance to meet with every freshman?
Yes.
Every ninth grader
The
has.
PE health classes, as part of their orientation to the program, brought them up to the Career Center, and we have about a 15-minute kind of presentation of all the things and the procedures to get involved and how you sign up for events and what's required.
That's what I was going to ask, if they actually came up to see your space, because I've been there as well, and we had a great time, and I just wanted to make sure that my daughter, who's a freshman this year, had a chance to actually see your offices and get a chance to chat with you. So thank you very much for all you do.
I just wanted to add a couple things. I was taking stuff off the fridge. We've probably been there too long, and I still had the card you sent Colin when he was a sophomore before COVID, after visiting the Career Center. And you said you're so happy that he has an interest in fire science. But he didn't study fire science. But you sparked an interest in him, and made him start thinking about different avenues he was going to take. So I appreciate that. But I still have that postcard. I know you're great at recruiting former students to come and participate in that. I also have seen that you are such a network within our community, and you try to network as much as you can, involving community businesses and such. I will be there. I can make it work to be there. I don't know that people would find what I do very exciting, but I love to talk about it. So I wanted to ask you a question, because I'm kind of like racking my brain to think of different avenues. Would you want like somebody who's a GA and is coaching, and they have like a grad assistant that is coaching right now because they graduated with a degree in sports management? From like, you would accept somebody who's doing grad assistant work because they're only 4 years out of high school, and that's something for people to think about. So okay, all right, I will work on that and see what I can do. Thinking outside the box, and also like a college coach. No matter what sport it is, it could be like a college coach that basically does that for a career.
That would be great.
We have lots of students interested in sports, but they honestly don't know the work ethic and what it takes to achieve some of those competitive positions. So it really helps to have people in that have done it and say that this is not where I started. Like, you don't just walk into this. You have to work your way up, and it's work ethic, it's building relationships, it's making contacts, it's all those interpersonal skills. And like our animator today from DreamWorks just kept saying, it's about being a good person. It's about just working hard and going out of your way to do some of the little things that maybe you really don't want to do. So it really helps when they see people who are in those roles say some of those things. Because we can tell them till we're blue in the face, but we're not in the positions they want.
Right.
Nobody's coming and saying, well, that's not true.
I don't know. Best job ever.
I was going to say, that obviously maybe isn't true, because they do come in and they go, how do we get your job? And I'm like, well, you know the right people and work really hard, and it just happens sometimes, but it takes a lot of putting your heart out there and being told no and not giving up.
Right. So, thank you for that information. I've always been a big fan of the Career Center, so it's great to see you back, and I'm glad you reached out to all the freshmen so that they know that there's options, whether it's entering the workforce, college, and get them to start thinking, because some kids, they really don't know, and they don't know when they graduate either. So I appreciate all your hard work on that. So thank you.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.